Now, 20 years ago, shit, probably been 10 years ago, he would have took that grenade and shoved up and picked him up and threw him into that room. He said, "Nah, shit, I'm 75 years old. No, I'm gonna throw that shit across the floor. And I'm gonna sneak up behind you and I'm gonna push your ass back in there, hide behind this wall." He said, "Nah, I ain't doing all that shit." Go ahead and get your tickets for Double Toasted Live in Atlanta. You press that banner right there, it'll take you to x1entertainment.com. And over there you can get your tickets for Double Toasted Live in Atlanta for a night of comedy, games, and our after party. That's going to be September 2nd. My Uncle Arnold. My Uncle Arnold's back, man.
He always said, "I'll be back."
Do I know you?
He looks confused. He's like, "I am?"
I don't have a black child. But I don't care what he says. That Arnold is my movie uncle, man. Arnold raised me in the era of the blockbusters, man. I grew up on Arnold movies except for Commando.
How you missed that?
I don't know how I missed Commando, man, but I absolutely love Arnold Schwarzenegger and love Arnold Schwarzenegger more every year, maybe up until now. No, I don't know. I'm not saying anything. It was a joyous occasion to hear that Netflix was bringing Uncle Arnold back, and not only in a movie, but a series. 8 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Of 8 episodes of Schwarzenegger goodness. He even said, Arnold Schwarzenegger just told us straight up, there's an interview that he did, just told people, "I'm not dying." He said,
nobody asked him to die.
No, nobody. He just wanted to let you know. Well, death asked, "Don't come over here. I'm not going with you." He says, "I'm not dying." He says, "I love show business. I love making movies, and even though I'm older, I'm going to keep making movies, man." As somebody who loves Schwarzenegger, that sounds just fine to me. And now we got the show. How do we feel about it? Well, the show was Fubar. I'll tell you what that means in a little bit. But Fubar is about Arnold Schwarzenegger as a CIA agent, Luke Brunner, a CAI agent who is about to retire at the ripe old age of 65. We'll talk about that a little bit. But he's out for one last mission to bring down an international terrorist who's out to get, well, what else? A nuke. That's what they all want.
Right, yeah.
They're wired to take over the world.
Exactly.
What you gonna do with it? I know it, I get it. But right now,
WMDs are the hot ticket right
exactly.
now.
Just give me a goddamn nuke. We'll worry about what we do with the world later after we dominated. But he kind of helped raise this kid after killing his father, which it makes things kind of awkward. But the real shits and giggles, that's nothing compared to what's about to come up. The real shits and giggles comes in when he discovers that the daughter that he's been lying to, his daughter Emma, played by Monica Barbero, right there. She was in Top Gun Maverick recently, if she looks familiar. He's been lying to her about his job that caused him to get divorced from his mother, put a strain on the family for a little bit. The thing is, he's been lying to her about being an agent, and he's out on a mission and discovers that she's also an agent. And get this, for extra maximum wackiness.
Whoa!
She's
Tell me more.
For maximum wackiness, she's also working on the same case. I think I mentioned that. Let's go ahead and take, oh my God, unbelievable. How could this happen? Well, let's take a look at this trailer for Fubar. Up beyond what, reality, relief, recognition. Up beyond recognition.
All recognition.
Up beyond all recognition.
Yeah.
Does that describe this movie? Because some people have said, ooh, unfortunate name right there.
Oh, no.
No. Did you see any of this?
No.
Okay. Well, did you miss anything? We're going to let you know,
That's
Chris.
good. Thank you.
We're going to let you know. Either you're going to feel good about yourself, or you're going to regret not listening to my advice and watching this series, man. So you just be ready, sir.
Okay, all right.
You just
I'm prepared.
All right, Fubar.
Lipstick.
That's not lipstick. Oh my God.
It's vibrating, my God.
Kill me now.
Take your daughter to work day.
Wackiness, I tell you.
That is a joke for a different show.
They
got more issues than Sports Illustrated.
Boy, this
Oh,
boy.
got more issues than Sports Illustrated. How many times your dad told you that joke?
boy, that, last time I heard that joke, I fell off my dinosaur.
This is totally. Wow.
Somebody described this perfectly. They said, waka waka. Yes, exactly. Exactly, boy. They got jokes.
Should enter marriage before you.
Do you think I'm a virgin?
Well, let me think what I want to think.
Oh my God, I'm 28.
Oh my God, the chemistry between those two. It just doesn't stop. Even though maybe it should. Hey, you know something? If this
It's like they unearthed a joke book from some old Catskill comedians. I said, you know what? We can use these.
Yeah. You know, maybe your grandparents are like this. I don't know. If this looks familiar, it has a lot in common with, yes, indeed, another film you're thinking about.
What's the Tusker's office?
Hi, it's Helen.
They're really inconsiderate when it comes to people's schedules.
That's True Lies, James Cameron movie with a much higher budget and a more focused story. And this movie was about, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger being a secret agent, except that his wife doesn't know. Trade out the wife for the daughter and combine this with a mediocre TV comedy. And yeah, you pretty much have the sequel.
Yeah, I was like, why didn't they just call this True Lies instead? But then I was like, oh wait, there's already a True
It's a
Lies
CBS
TV
True Lies TV
series.
show. Yeah. So they couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Netflix wanted to do a True Lies too. First of all, yeah, if we were just going by the budget y'all have for this, you didn't have the budget to do a True Lies. You'd better off doing something like this. But yeah, you know, this is like the spiritual successor to True Lies, except lamer. You know, I'm just gonna get onto it and just tell you, man. You know, this shit is like Arnold Schwarzenegger starring in a knockoff brand of one of his movies, man. Mm-hmm. And you know what? And that could have worked, as crazy as that sounds, because he could have been doing a spoof of his own action movies.
You don't think that's what they're doing?
No, I don't. Are they? Maybe they're trying, but no. I don't think the writing here shows me any evidence that they were trying to do that at all.
Because I feel like they were trying and they were just not up to the task at all.
Definitely Arnold Schwarzenegger at his age right now doing a parody.
65. Right?
Yes, just keep that number right there, 65. Doing a parody of his movies, man. You know, the old action image that he had. But this isn't enough of a spoof to do so.
I know.
Even because here's the funny thing, it is wacky. It's all over the place with wackiness, but even as a wacky comedy, it's taking itself too seriously. You know?
And it has him actually doing shit where you're like, no way. I'm sorry. You can't.
No.
You try to tell me
shut up!
His 65-year-old ass is still doing these stunts.
Yeah, because even as a comedy, it's taking itself way too seriously, and the parts that it's spoofing, not very funny.
No.
Even when it's trying to actually spoof and be a parody, it's just not funny. And I will tell you something. Arnold Schwarzenegger, listen, I'm biased on Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, Arnold Schwarzenegger will always be likable to me. This man's out there, bless his heart. He's out there trying. He's still trying different things. He's still doing different things. Not really, but he's trying to get back out there. And he seems to have an idea of who he is, and I like him a lot, man. I still think he's likable in this, but he needs to quit lying. They're gonna come up here talking about retiring at 65. Now, I ain't trying to. I'm not an ageist, but you can look at this man in this movie and tell that he ain't no 65.
Exactly.
Shit, 65's a new 45. You ain't no 45. Look at the old looking man. He is straight up. Let me tell you how old this man is. He's 75 years old, and it's funny because it's obvious here. And it's so obvious that I have seen 75-year-olds and 80-year-olds that look like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was in his 40s.
Right.
I don't know what this man did, but he shrunk.
Yeah.
And when he runs, he kind of wobbles a little bit.
Yeah.
And I ain't making fun of him. I'm just saying he
Probably steroids.
It is what it is. And if you're gonna don't try to put in a stunt man when I see this man wobbling all over the place and shrunk and then try to cut and tell me that was him that did that. No, hell no. It is what it is. And if he had actually been making fun of that, that would have been cool. But they don't know how to do a spoof art parody here.
They don't. It ends up being more like a lame, like you said, a lame action comedy. Like there's even that scene where the daughter gets shot in the shoulder, and it's like it was like an ant bite. You got hit. Yeah, it's okay. Just get out and take care of him. I'll keep driving. What?
Man,
and the daughter character, she's kind of terrible. Like she's another one of those angry woman with one speed. Dad, you lied to me. Like you lied to me. That's okay, but you lied to me my whole life. All right.
Yeah.
Can we move past that at some point?
Yeah, I don't think the actress is bad. I just think the character's annoying. I think the character's very annoying.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not denigrating the actors, but the character's annoying.
And she's so annoying that other characters are getting tired of her. Like, how far did you get with this?
Oh, just one episode.
Just one. Okay, so I watched all 8 episodes. Damn. Yeah, I got. You know, once I'm in, I'm in.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm, I got Uncle Arnold's back, man. I'm trying to support, but it's 8 episodes. I watched all 8 episodes, and these episodes are not short. They are an hour long.
That's the thing. Had it been 30 minutes, I would have tried to cram in some more. But honestly, when they got to the end of the first episode and it cuts off, I was like, well, aren't we at the climax now? Do we need another 7? I feel like another 30 minutes would wrap up one of these movies.
This 8 episodes, y'all. This is Netflix's problem. They take things and they make movies. So you know what? Make a movie when it needs to be a movie. You make movies all the time. If it doesn't need to be a show, then don't do it. Now, thank God you didn't make this 10 episodes, even 9 episodes. It could have been worse. It could have been 13, which they've known to do.
I guess.
But this is 8 episodes, and it still feels too long. This should have been a movie. And it had an interesting premise to be a movie. Now, I don't know if they could have kept the comedy elements in there, but they did have this really interesting premise that could have made it a good movie. You know, a CIA agent who has emotions for the main villain. The main villain that he's been sent to kill. Right. Because the main villain here is played by Gabrielle Luna, who was just in The Last of Us.
Yeah. And with Arnold in the last Terminator movie.
That's right. That's right. He was there. They did something with the Terminator together. Yeah, I thought I saw a clip of him.
Which he's recently said was horrible.
Did he finally admit that?
He's come out and said, it's like, Genesis and Dark Fate, we shouldn't have made those movies. I'm sorry.
Who said that?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
and he even says, like, I can't do it anymore. I can't do those films. So I hope there's a better idea out there, but I'm not going to be a part of it.
Oh,
good,
really?
Good
yeah, no good.
Yeah, that's the one where you interviewed Gabriel Luna.
Oh, did I interview Gabriel?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
yeah, man. Yeah, you put him on the spot.
What did I say?
You said, so being a Mexican-American actor, with everything that Trump is saying, how do you feel about playing a villain as a Mexican-American? And he was a good time with you up until you said that. And that's one of those you posted on a subreddit on Watch People Die Inside, where his smile just slowly came down.
He wanted to just explode.
Yeah, he was so regretting that he even got into that with you, but he was trying to craft a diplomatic answer.
Yeah,
man. I feel shitty about because I was not trying to be shitty. Man, you looking at me like I'm trying to put on the spot. I did not.
You weren't trying to be.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna sit up here and be just asking,
You know what? It was the first time he got asked something like that, and there was an interesting question.
Now, you're a real piece of shit to ask me a question like this.
You know you're a real piece of shit, right? Hey, come on, Gabrielle.
Made that press day
I don't hear
interesting.
anybody else saying that, but you act like you're a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit.
What's wrong, Gabrielle? I mean, I'm trying to be positive. This movie's positive, but you're being negative, and that's all, man. Hey, I was the Terminator. All right, what can I say? Gabrielle Luna plays. I forgot the main villain's name here, but Gabrielle Luna is actually very good in this. I thought, because he's not required to act as silly as everybody else. He's the one trying to play it straight. Because the comedy is not very good here. So he's actually really good, man. But there's an interesting story here where he feels betrayed by Luke, the character that Schwarzenegger plays, because when he killed his father, he sent him to school. He raised him. They bonded. And he's a bad guy. He's got to go. But you do feel just a little bit bad for him.
It's hard to feel bad for him when he pulls that cliche villain shit of killing somebody in front of a group of people.
Well, that guy had to learn, man. What about
Right, yes.
Well, they need to be seen.
They could have done that in private.
No, because everybody needs to know this is what happens when you mess up.
To do all that, like,
No.
all right, everybody go back to partying.
No.
Covered in
Like I
blood.
said, he's a
It's
character
like-
that's got to go.
Yeah.
But, there's a point where it feels like, man, maybe if this guy had been around more, that maybe if they had actually bonded more, maybe he would have been a different person, but he left him to his own. And now he's this sociopath. And I thought that was a good twist on the villain because it complicates things. See, what you don't see later on down the line is like, it's kind of getting to Schwarzenegger's character like, man, I don't know what to do with this guy because I did raise him at a certain point. And we really did kind of love each other, So that should have been a movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I got to kill this guy. I don't know how I feel about it. No, instead we got all this silly shit, running around. I mean, this is what happens when you have a movie that's something that should have been a movie and ends up being 8 episodes. What you do is you end up stretching it out. And what do you stretch it out with? You stretch it out with all these silly ass sitcom subplots.
Yeah.
All these miscommunications, these romantic subplots, these predictable family conflicts, soap opera love affairs. And that's all complete with terrible dialogue. All of it. And what's worse than terrible dialogue and bad comedy? When you know it's coming.
Yeah.
Because
Telegraph.
Because that terrible music kicks in. When that man comes in on that wacky bass, and also they end with
Oh, not that.
When somebody when they got the shoulder shrug, and I'm like, oh, I did it again. It's like, oh my God, man. It doesn't make it funnier.
I tell you one thing that almost made me dig in and watch some more of it. And it was just a small part. I couldn't believe it was a bigger part. But in the first episode, it was the relationship between Arnold Schwarzenegger and his potential son-in-law, Jay Baruchel.
Oh,
The
yeah.
way he hated him and the little digs he had. I was like, okay, I laughed out loud at some of those.
As you go along, I'm talking about this bad because it is not good, okay? But there are moments here that work. There are moments that made me laugh. You want to talk about something that made me laugh hard in this? We're talking about Schwarzenegger's age, because Schwarzenegger is 75. I don't know. Like I said, I've seen guys who are 80 who are much healthier than Schwarzenegger. I don't know what happened. But I will say this. He said, I'm going to play to my age because they have an action scenes where a lot of it is him being traded out for a stuntman. But when they have him in those scenes, he plays right to his age, man. There's because he don't try to do all that crazy action shit. There's a moment where he's fighting a guy, and I looked at this and I was like, okay, yeah, that's exactly how a 75-year-old should handle that.
Where are the nukes?
Can look for them in hell.
Get your ass. Now, 20 years ago, shit, probably been 10 years ago, he would have took that grenade and shoved up his ass and picked him up and threw him into that room.
Right,
he
right.
said, "No, shit, I'm 75 years old. No, I'm gonna throw that shit across the floor, and I'm gonna sneak up behind you, and I'm gonna push your ass back in there, hide behind this wall." He said, "No, I ain't doing all that shit." I laughed so hard at that. See, we could have made this somewhat of a of a dark comedy in a way,
right.
with
It
stuff
could've
like
worked.
that. But no, man, when you stretch this out, being 8 episodes, they wear out that premise. First of all, that premise of him and his daughter always bickering, Emma and Luke always fighting with each other. One of them talking about you grow up and take responsibility, and she's like, you weren't there enough for me. No, both y'all, man, it's whining after a while.
Well, especially with her, it's like, okay, he wasn't there for you. He was doing his job. You know what the job is. We're tired of hearing it.
Yeah, no, really. It's so repetitive because it goes for, believe me, they take this on for the whole 8 episodes, y'all.
No.
They don't stop. And when you stretch this out, you get, with so much time on your hand, like I said, it leads to silly shit. Scenes like one of the agents trying to save another agent by peeing in a cup while Gordon Lightfoot plays. Just, if you saw the scene, you know what I'm talking about. It's just as unfunny as I'm making it sound. Or you get moments where they just they get an idea. They get an idea, or they say, man, that would be a funny sight gag, and don't go anywhere beyond that.
It's supposed to be us. Pretty good likenesses.
Look, I love a good puppet. You know that I love puppets. I love a good puppet, y'all. And those are some fine made puppets right there. But when I saw them pull them puppets out, like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Maximum wackiness.
Those are like Sesame Street quality Muppets.
Courtesy of the U.S. taxpayer.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a good idea.
Yeah, goddamn right it ain't. But did that stop him? No.
Eddie is a fossil. He knows nothing about anything.
I'm Luke Bruna. I ruined my own marriage, but I'm the expert.
You laughing? No? Well, it don't get no better than that. This is as good as that scene gets.
So they're going to pick up these puppets and repeat everything they've been saying for the last few episodes.
Yeah. And that it plays out just like you see. What you see is what you get right here. Because they mix it all. It's a violent show. And they use a lot of cursing and whatnot. And they try to mix it in with this the comedy that they have here. And the comedy, like I said, it feels like a sitcom. And I like sometimes when Netflix does this. Because I like when Netflix is not restrained by what we perceive to be the rules of a certain genre. You know, they really do mix a lot of things. You know, like they say that, well, okay, we're not the networks. You know, so we can put in a little extra and still say that the kids can watch. You know, we can do something kind of crazy and still kind of, you know, do a genre mashup with something else. I like that they do that. I wouldn't mind if they did it here. And sometimes it's interesting. A lot of times it doesn't work though. It feels just kind of messy. You know, because they have, again, it's they have subplots that feel like it should be in a kid's show, or you know, a Disney Channel show. They got a nerd here named Barry. Forgot the actor's name,
Barry.
Uncle Barry. Yeah, he's pretty much the godfather of Emma, even though they look like the same age. Actually, she looks older than him, but. And the joke is, well, black don't crack. That is the joke in there. Yeah, there's an explanation.
How are you going to pass up that joke in something like this?
Exactly. You know, and he has this thing where there's a new girl, a new hire that comes in, and he has a crush on her, and now he has to like try to hide his inner nerd and impress her, and this people, it feels like a Disney Channel show.
Yeah.
It feels like a kid's show. You know, and then if that ain't enough. By the time we get to like episode 6, somebody got cancer. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Come on. Let's get serious, y'all. Somebody has cancer here, and we have to get them a bone marrow transplant. I was like, don't we have enough to do?
Okay.
God damn it.
No.
Can we just stop? If we have enough to do, especially where people have to each person has to give their own backstory. All cliched backstory. They just stop and let these characters ramble to explain why they have a scene in a bunker where everybody has to explain why they're like they are. You know, I'm a handsome guy and I sleep with a lot of women, but you don't understand how rough I had it being an ugly poor kid. You know,
Well, dude, the first 15 minutes of this is just Uncle Barry just delivering exposition.
Yes. And
just unashamedly.
And
you sure you're not Uncle Exposition?
No, and the stuff that they give this guy to do. Now I'm not going to complain about it because he is the screechy, black guy that's there for comedy relief. Whatever, I could complain about him not, but at least they give him, he's the computer guy. That's what they do. Like he's the guy in the chair. He's smart. He's going to be black comedy relief and run through this movie screaming and hollering. But hey, he's a genius. He works the computer and he gets he has a romantic subplot. I'm not complaining about that too much, but I will say that the comedy that they give him, the lines they wrote for him, terrible. You heard in the trailer. Yeah. More issues in a Sports Illustrated magazine. It's they have other subplots in here. I was too poor to have sex. I'm too nerdy to have sex. I'm too shitty to have sex. These are subplots. Our backstory.
Sex plots? What?
Yeah, sex plots. Yeah. Yeah, man. So much going on here. They trade some plots just leave. Some subplots are just they clock out. You got it, man. Your turn. Yeah, they got this whole subplot with Schwarzenegger illegally spying on the boyfriend of his ex-wife.
That's what I figured.
And let me ask you this. So they spied on his ex-wife, the boyfriend of the ex-wife. What do y'all think is happening with these things? What kind of material you think they get from this?
I mean, he's revealed to be the villain, probably.
No, because that would be a good twist.
Yeah, okay.
Oh wow, that's gonna be my guess too.
I feel like that's what they would obviously do.
He's going to the bathroom.
They close.
Oh.
They hack up. They hack his computer, which is open, and they get to see him just do crazy stuff at home by himself, singing, dancing, eating stuff off the floor. You know, yeah. You know, you didn't think about it because it's too predictable. Mm-hmm. You know, nothing is inspired here. I'll give it to them though that they knew that they realized, they said this is stupid, and they just dropped it. Okay. They don't revisit that again. It's just dropped. That's good. They're like, ain't spying no more on this guy because this is not funny. I'll give him that. It does pick up with some things if you on a basic level. You know, if you're looking at like again soap opera plot twist and romances and whatnot. If you're looking for like the story between him and this villain to pick up a little bit more, they do pick up a little later in the series. I did like was it Jay Brute?
Jay Baruchel.
Yeah, I liked him. I liked him in this. And they do something with his character that again puts him in a very tough and sympathetic position. I like the story a lot. Tom Arnold, again, True Romance.
What is this True Lies then? What? Okay.
That must have been a working title, and they had to change it or something.
Yeah, because they get Tom Arnold comes in, man. Tom Arnold, who was in True Lies, they even get him in here, but he has a good cameo. He plays a torturer for hire.
Boy, you guys call it sure lifted by loafers. It's so good to feel needed.
Hey, Norm, to track you down, take you again. What'll happen to you after that will be infinitely worse than what's about to happen to you right now.
So I think you're right that this was going to be a True Lies sequel at some point. They couldn't do it.
Yeah. I was like, we still have Tom. It's like, I'll come back anyway.
Yeah, we already invited
People
you.
will know.
I don't want to talk about this person too bad, but because I just don't think that I don't think their line reading was very good. Let me see if I can find a frame with this person in here, because there we go. There are these two right here. The woman is Fortune Feimster, Fortune Feimster, and what is this guy's name? Oh man, what is that? What if y'all are watching? What's the actor's name next to her? Something Van Winkle, I think. I'm seeing
Rip Van Winkle.
Bullwinkle or something. Let me see if I can find who that character is. Fubar, because I liked him.
Actually, they were the two I found funny.
Okay, so maybe it's just me. Let me see if I can find this.
But it was like they're being propped up to add comedy to something where it's not really there, and it's just they're back and forth.
Travis Van Winkle is the guy in Fortune Feimster. I just didn't think her delivery was very good for a lot of these lines, and these lines were already bad. I think that she's probably the weakest on the cast. I hate to say that because I'm not trying to make it look bad. But like I said,
she's a stand-up comedian, so she hasn't acted a lot.
Yes, and I think, because I think it's there. I think like if she does this more, she definitely has the confidence, but her line reading is not very good, man. I don't have a scene with it. If you watch this, you'll know what I'm talking about, because the more scenes that she's given, because she's given more screen time as this goes on. Because
just watching the first episode, like they have a back and forth and they're commenting on stuff that's going on, and I found those funny, but I was like, this felt like script punch up, like it's already done and we just have them here. They're inserted. Like if you took them out, it doesn't affect the story at all.
Yeah, the both of them together in certain scenes, they're best friends. In small scenes with them, it's like, okay, these guys are working well together, but as they give her more stuff to do, like her lines are I just don't think they're read very well. Him, on the other hand, he knows how to take this material.
He felt more like an actual actor.
Yeah, and he takes this material right here. He probably has the best role as far as what they're doing here. He's probably got probably one of the best characters. So yeah, I liked him. I liked them together in small doses, but I liked him more. And at the end of this, they do some cold-blooded shit. I won't say what it is. Not those two, but Schwarzenegger. He does something pretty cold. So near the end of this, so it'd be probably like a low rental for me, man. with this. I'll be nice and say rental, but for me, it's probably a low rental. It's just this is a mashup of a lot of things that is just not working, and they should have concentrated maybe on a couple of things. And if they had done that, shortened the time, they probably would have had a better product, in my opinion. But hey, it's number one as far as shows go out there, so somebody's digging it. So who am I? What do I know?
Well, be prepared for more of these, because didn't he sign that Netflix deal? Isn't he like some executive there now?
Yeah.
Action connoisseur or whatever. Some made up title. That's not real.
Well, spies are
That's not real.
Yeah.